You're listening to the We Are Libertarians Podcast Network. Find all of our shows at wearelibertarians.com.
Do you need an escape from the average, predictable, stressful environment you can't pull your head out of? Subscribe to On the Run with Remzo W. Martinez. From discovering how to take bold steps to become freer sooner than later, to obscure and wild topics sure to expand your view of the world, twice a week you'll go on an audio adventure where you'll think hard and laugh harder. Listen to On the Run with Remzo W. Martinez, part of the We Are Libertarians Network.
In the span of 2 years, podcast advertising has become a billion-dollar industry. Why? Changes to social media and search engines aren't getting the same results as they used to. And let's be honest, why would anyone want to financially support them? Plus, the loyal audiences of audio brands have a better return on investment. Need more convincing on that? Look up Edison Research's Infinite Dial. As the longest-running libertarian network, the audience of the We Are Libertarians Podcast Network have been our partners in growth for almost a decade. We are looking for advertisers that will enhance the lives of our listeners, and we have only 6 slots available for companies that are looking to grow with us. Volume matters in advertising, and no other libertarian brand can offer you over 40 episodes across 10 shows a month while reaching tens of thousands of people for one easy monthly payment. It is simple. Email me now, Chris Spangle, at chrisspangle.com, and let us start supporting your business as you support ours. You're listening to the We Are Libertarians Network. Learn more at wearelibertarians.com.
Heart of Liberty podcast. This is episode number 205 of East Centralia's favorite podcast. Jeremiah Morrell here today, joined by not a video camera. I've got Jesse Riddle. I've got Zach Burcham playing producer. We're going to call him audio producer because we've not produced any video today. And Mark Fultz is our special guest. What do we have planned, Zachary?
Oh man. Okay. So we're going to discuss Mark and everything that is Mark. I've never met Mark, so it'll be interesting to listen to. We're going to talk about some of the fun things you see on Facebook. There were some real gems in the Facebook marketplace lately. We're going to talk about flaming lawnmowers in the mowing season. And then we're going to have Jesse explain to us NFTs again, because we still don't understand it.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not quite sure I get it yet. And then we're going to discuss the tragic loss of Uncle Bobby, which means nothing to the half of this table, but to the other half.
It's been a rough week.
We miss him greatty.
We understand now that Uncle Bobby's passing is the reason why everything has gone horribly wrong. Oh my God. And Zach's mic hits the dirt. This show is about our lives in rural Indiana. Here to push your boundaries and make you think as individuals. Sometimes to provoke you, other times to make you laugh, but hopefully you'll always learn something new.
This show doesn't want to happen.
Hey, a look behind the curtain. We are literally an hour and 20 minutes late.
So normal schedule is Patreon 7 to 7:20, and then approximately 7:25, 7:30 we go live with the main show. It's currently 8:26, and we're just efforting to get the regular show going. And we still don't have video because something happened in our audio going into the video is a mess.
It's been a challenge. So, and then literally we tried to start that. We did the Patreon. It went adequately. We tried some sauce. It's the third show in a row we've tried some weird crap, and this was probably not. You'll just have to check it out. Join the Patreon. It'll be emailed directly to you tonight once it gets uploaded. Lots of great content in there. You'll see the failure of the video happen live in the Patreon group. But yeah, we started late here. Just as we started the video, we did an adequate Patreon. Zach went to try to start the audio for this, and nothing happens. It's just dead. It flatlined on him, which is rock solid. Never had a problem at that desk. And then
every device we've used tonight failed.
As soon as it's time for you to start talking, your microphone
My
collapses.
microphone fell out of the thing. I caught it though, but yeah, it fell out of the mic holder.
We do need to say thank you to John Phillips at Andy Moore Buick GMC, Christy Avery up in Allen County, the awesome and incredible, fantastic Christy Avery. Contact her for all your Norwex needs. They do cleaners, they do all kinds of cool stuff. One of these days, we're gonna put a big order in and do that. Chris Lamb is absolutely incredible. The Sakara aficionado showers us in gifts, and back on the $50 plan, Zach.
Anthony Meyer
has returned. We pimped his GoFundMe.
We appreciate you, Anthony.
He got himself his new truck. He's an independent owner-operator guy now. He visited Newcastle, didn't call any of us, but he made fun of our Rural King, which we appreciate. And now he's back in the $50 club. So he gets mentioned in every episode.
Yeah.
And then, Jesse, you have news to report. He's doodling.
I'll thank Jesse. Jesse created a link tree so that if we had a video chat right now, if we had the video feed
right into the audio,
I could copy one link into the chat and it would link you to all things Boss Hog.
You can also just say one link, which is Linktree, so linktr.ee/Boss Hog of Liberty. That's it. It's one link. Go there, you'll see everything you want to buy, including some shirt with everybody's names on it. And I don't even know if some of those people even are here anymore. The shirt's there.
It is an honor of the Dan Patrick Show.
It'll save me like 45 seconds a show, or Andrew Bowman, who sometimes fills in.
Not only that, I got something to show you after that's going to save you a lot of time over there on that little computer over there where you're moving the video around and drawing it and making it look all pretty.
Yeah.
Right click. Whoa, we lost audio.
Talking. I'm just trying to figure out which one of these is me.
But anyway, yeah.
I'm on desk 2.
We're gonna go for a full audio failure tonight.
We're gonna try to break everything all at once.
I can't wait to streamline all this.
200 was our peak. It's downhill from here.
I'm telling you, after the death of Uncle Bobby,
well, you guys have been buying sauce online to try. I think you need to reinvest that in the hardware.
You think that comes from the show?
Man, if we could send that Vegemite back, we probably would, because that stuff was awful.
It's Vegemite. I think that's the one that's really strong, and everybody thinks that you're supposed to put a bunch on, but you're not.
Supposed to put a little bit on. We did it.
We put it pretty thin, and I don't know how.
Is it horseradish?
Listen, I don't want to give away the cow. You have to buy the milk.
I enjoy horseradish.
It's in the Patreon group.
I do not enjoy Vegemite.
We'll set you up with an account.
I can just pay you guys $5 a year.
Well, Mason's in for like 37 cents or something.
It's a name your own price thing.
Yeah.
But that was a fun episode. There's a lot of complaining. I doubled down, man. I'm bringing it with me this weekend to go camping out at the Summit Lake. It's going to be great, and there's going to be Vegemite on everything.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm a couple sites away.
Mark, you're the featured guest, man.
Exciting.
This is all you could sign up for.
Normally, you'd be getting ready to head home. We're real sorry about that.
Your
Mark.
life has been distilled down to 3 bullet points.
We would be honestly. So Dakota made, before he phoned it in and claimed that there were people having problems in Amish Moreland. He made the show notes and he completely left Mark off. So I'm like, oh, well, that's bullshit. let me add Mark in. I'm like,
abandons the show.
I wanted to talk about Mark, the artist, Mark, the skateboarder, because I've always thought Mark would take me to a park and teach me how to break my arm.
You guys can ride on the same board
and
same time.
And I promised. The last item got added in here because I was explaining to Chris Galt of We Are Libertarians, the big show back in the day, some stuff, and he saw something in the group chat about. I was talking. It was actually about the NFT, our NFT conversation. I told Galt, "Hey, check this out later." And then he saw Jesse was talking about you playing Rocket League, and he's like, "What? He plays Rocket League?" He was so. You're lucky you have a lady, because he was very turned on and excited by the concept of it.
Real quick,
yeah. So you're the artist, and the joke I've made is that you've gone from the teenage mess of getting in trouble at school to now they've brought you back to the school and you're painting the big K in Knightstown on
property
to vandalize the property.
Yes. So,
how does that happen?
Don't know.
It's a different school first.
It's definitely a different school.
Well, my
school didn't call me. They haven't called me since.
The middle school didn't call you up.
No.
But you're a Knightstown guy, right?
Pretty much. Most of my friends were like in teenage years were hung out there, skated there. That's how I became friends with everybody in Knightstown. And then I got some friends that actually coach, like the baseball, Little League. So that's how I got brought on to do the spray painting the K's on the field. And then now the middle school dugout, whatever it is. I don't know. That's how much I know about the baseball. I don't know.
Some structure next to the baseball field.
I'm told the kids go down there to chew on bubble gum.
Yeah, Big League Chew, buddy.
Yeah, Big League Chew.
Yeah. Did you play baseball
Lasted
as a
about
kid?
as long as the sauce we just tried in the Patreon.
In the Patreon. Check it out.
Did I play baseball? As a
Yeah,
kid?
did you play baseball?
When in like elementary, but
T-ball,
as soon as
yeah.
I got into like middle school, all of the sports were out.
Sports were out.
Skateboarding,
Except for skateboarding.
Mm-hmm.
And you played the Tony Hawk, and then you said, I want to play this. I want to do this myself.
Yep, I got Tony Hawk Pro Skater, the first one for like Christmas one year, and from there I was just like, okay, I'm hooked. Still didn't do it, but then finally I ended up getting like a real board. It was gifted to me by my uncle, and with me and my cousin were both the same age, so we started right at the same time, and I just took it from there. I'm not great by any means. I'm talking like I'm like, I know what I'm doing, but
you will go on vacation to a place and you'll skateboard there.
Oh yeah,
that is well beyond the expectations of anybody from Henry County, Indiana.
Right. Oh yeah.
Well, back in the day. Now that you guys have gotten together and built a world-class skate park here at Baker Park.
Yeah, finally. Now that I'm 30 and I missed out when I was 13.
Are you too old now? Do the kids make fun of you? Or is it because Jesse has some concerns about older people and younger people hanging out together? Right. We learned that today in the group chat. Planning the show.
I've explained that to people because it's like you go to a skate park and if like you're literally putting in work and you're good and you see that happening, like your best friend might be a 12-year-old. Like it's
you're there
it's
together.
Weird like that, but it's like there's seriously kids here in Newcastle that are killing it, ripping, and just, I mean, way better than me, and just getting after it. And you see them fall down, they'll get right back up. Like, it's really weird, but you'll see the other group, they fall down once, and it's just, they're done.
That's the way I feel about ice skating, honestly.
I've done that like twice.
Yeah, I fell down, like, I could do it as a kid, and then I went, like, 4 years ago to the Stadium in Carmel, and I was like, this is going to kill me. I fell down 4 times in, like, 30 seconds, and I was like, I don't want it that bad. No. And that's why I always joke that if I ever did, waste a Saturday with you, waste your Saturday, waste your Saturday,
with
say,
you.
Waste your Saturday with me. And we go to the Baker Park skate park. I would hope it's my left arm I break because I really need my right arm to do the podcast, to write and to doodle.
I live near the skate park and it looks like, and I go by it a lot running. And one, they don't harass me too much, which is better than the kids that used to hang out there before the skate park was there. And it seems like an inclusive place. You'll go by there and there'll be like 40 people there. And for the most part, most of the people are up on the ledge watching because I think they're taking turns and staying out of each other's way. And it's like, oh, this looks like, and you'll see everybody from like, little kids to like adults. Cause there's people that drive in like with nice cars, pull up there, and then they unload their bike or their skateboard out of their car and then go hit the skate park.
Do you think the city tracks those license plates as they come in and out of town?
I don't know. They're working on it probably.
There is a mysterious sign that was built down by the Walmart in the median that I think is what that is.
Is that what that is?
I'm pretty sure. I noticed this last weekend that there is about a 10-foot tall structure that's pointed at the northbound traffic.
Well, that and the Bearcat shows up tomorrow. Our new armored vehicle arrives in town tomorrow, I believe.
Damn.
Big news in this town.
There's going to be a parade, isn't there?
This is going to upset Jesse so
There's just going to be people out there just being like, oh my God, I can't believe we finally got a Bearcat. You're like,
they're driving it home right now.
They got a Bearcat. I feel like doesn't that belong to Muncie? Isn't that Muncie?
They bought it in like Massachusetts or something. Some guys had to fly up there and get it and bring it back.
That's where all the armored vehicles come from, Massachusetts.
So let's be honest. At what age do you say, dude, you don't want to pick up skateboarding? This is stupid. If you're 17, is that the cutoff to start? What is the number where it's like, no, you're a dumbass. Don't do this. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't have a good answer for you. I'd say just do it.
Body.
Just start it. Like, just start doing it. Like,
so Zach runs 14 miles a day. He runs a mini marathon at lunch every day.
Not really.
He's 46 years old, according to Chris Staten, Guffey. you would, with bones this old and fragile, you would say he should still try it.
If he wants to, yeah.
But what are the consequences?
I think the consequences are if you try to outperform your ability. But if you're reasonable in how quickly you try to jump in, if you try to go in and act like you're Tony Hawk Pro Skater in a video game, then you're probably going to break something really fast.
I was gonna say, if you're just trying to drop in, like, you're screwed. You gotta stand on
I don't think I could get off the ledge, like drop into a bowl. I don't think I could.
I guarantee.
I couldn't do that now.
I would put money on it that you cannot.
I guarantee you I would probably end up somehow breaking an arm and like a rib.
You're not saying drop into the sport. You're saying literally to get in the bowl and go for a ride.
Yes, dropping in a quarter pipe.
Dropping in is hard.
Yeah, it's very hard. Dropping in I remember the first time I dropped in, and it was when Rushville had their extremely awful skate park, and it was like a 3-foot quarter. And what I mean by that is a ramp that goes up like a half pipe, but just curved, and just throw all your weight forward and still thinking you're going to fall backward. And that's exactly what everybody does, is fall backward. And it's,
what's the trick?
Lean forward, throw your weight forward. If you think you're leaning forward enough, lean more. Stomp that front foot down to get into the ramp.
I was going to say, I think
don't do that if you're just starting out. Stand on the thing first and grasp.
The other thing is, if you're getting started, I was never a great skateboarder, but I can ollie, I can kick flip, I can do several things. I cannot do them while rolling because I learned.
Can't walk and chew gum at the same time.
Well, yeah. It's just completely different. Rolling on a skateboard in itself, just rolling is terrifying. Like when you're just learning, because like, especially the heavier you are, a little pebble will ruin your fucking day.
Oh, a little pebble will ruin anybody's life.
Oh,
So
I know,
do you guys,
but I'm just,
do you guys go do this? Do you go sweep as a group? Is there a broom at the skate parks?
Oh, yeah.
Where this is all ready to go?
Besides me, I'm the worst about it. But anybody that's been skating for a while, they will keep a broom in
the car,
in the trunk, whatever, just something. Because after it rains, or after the winter, and there's just rocks, and there's kids that throw rocks up there too. And
during COVID, cities, it's not here, but there were cities that just brought in sand and gravel.
Like, that is annoying. That's super annoying. It's like, what, you wasted that much time, money, and effort just to ruin something for the city or for a kid. Like, I'm 30, but it's like, I'm still trying to get out there and get it. You know what I mean? But it's like you just ruined a little kid's like fun. Like, and just by dumping sand, why? Just to prove a point, proof of power. Yeah, that's annoying. It's sad too, because it's like it will ruin the parks.
Are there clubs, or is it just you just show up? Like how does this? How does the culture work? And who's your
culture is weird.
Who's your skateboarding?
I'm so far removed from like the culture and like what's popular with it now. Like it's weird. Like the trends start with skateboarding, like the rolled up ankles, like the shower cap beanies, and just like now everything is like come full circle. Baggy pants are back again, and it's weird. But like
you're still wearing the skinny jeans.
Yeah, shows my age. I guess.
These are baggier than what he wore in high school.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
not maybe
a little bit. Maybe
a
little bit.
They're even sized for men now.
Got jokes.
I do.
But yeah, no, the culture is. I mean, it's like I said. You can go there and you might be the old person there, but like your best friend might be a 10-year-old kid that's literally keeping up with you, and that's awesome.
That doesn't concern you that Jesse's going to think that's creepy?
I mean, he probably will, but he's also not involved and not doing it. So it's not like,
he's at home playing video games, waiting on you to get back to play Rocket League.
I know, that's another thing too.
Making money, man.
Making money playing Rocket League. So
what is Rocket League? I've heard about it.
The most addicting, like stupid game in the world.
The next most addicting game next to Halo 2. Or
yes.
3.
So is Rocket League is like RC cars?
Awful. Yeah,
you've seen me play it.
You're
doing the guesting hosting.
Yes, I'm hosting a show, Jesse. Like, I might know, but the audience, we're on a path together. Yeah. My job as host of a pod. Someday when you guys get your show started that you've been talking about for 3 years, Idiots with Elbows or whatever it's going to be called.
That is what it's called.
We're going to ask obvious questions. What is a microphone? Jeremiah.
Idiots with Elbows is a great title, though, because you're like, what is this about?
When we bring on Jer, that will be the Idiots. That's what we'll call that episode, is Idiots and Elbow Show.
I want to be on episode 1 so that I can guide your conversation and teach you how to podcast.
Episode 1 and 2 have already been recorded.
Yes.
So anyways, what is Rocket League, Mark?
It's literally like RC cars and you're playing soccer. It sounds ridiculous, but it is the funnest.
You're knocking up all around an enormous soccer field with a soccer. Zach wouldn't be used to this because his kids always have broken RC cars, but they have 4 wheels on the cars.
Yeah, well, this sounds like a Top Gear episode.
We'll get them Rocket League.
Top Gear had a thing where they really got people together, put them in like compact cars, got a big soccer ball, threw it in the middle of the field, and they played soccer with cars. So this is like an RC version.
They probably took it from this game is really, really old. So before it was
this episode might be like 20 years old.
Oh, then it might have inspired the original.
I mean, it probably. I mean, I think if you get enough people together, it comes about as an idea because I don't think it's
Well, especially over across the pond, right?
Yeah.
What?
HP sauce is coming out.
They called it car rugby.
It goes away real
They
quick.
played rugby. There's a soccer version.
There's a Reddit thread of this is going to be the story of the night. Hey, there's a Reddit thread. You should just read it. We won't talk about it on the podcast. There's a Reddit thread.
But yeah, that's not really a thread. That's just a question.
I think that's like it's competitive enough that the former proprietor of Sky's Brewhouse opened up an esports thing. I think one of their 2 offerings at first was Rocket League.
Yeah, I mean it's a pretty big game. I mean, there are definitely bigger games that you can play, especially championships and stuff. But
so Rocket League is actually a sequel to a game that nobody played.
It's called Battle Cars. Rocket powered battle cars or something like that.
What was that originally for?
It was potentially PlayStation, but probably computer game. But yeah, it was like something battle cars. Yeah, so supersonic, acrobatic, rocket powered battle cars. Whoever was in the marketing department got fired, clearly. And it's been rebranded and they've made a lot of tweaks to it. Now it's called Rocket League. But and it from an outsider's perspective, because I was an outsider.
There is an official story on pocketgamer.biz that says that car football inspired Lava Skull to create Soccer Rally Arena. So it was inspired by the Top Gear episode.
Nice.
There you go. See, this is why we have Zach here. Because he's old. He's 47.
Well,
he has brittle bones, but he remembers stuff.
He's about to start skateboarding.
2005 is when the episode, and there might have been an older one, but they've done it. And they got like famous race car drivers. It looked hilarious, and they destroyed these cars.
So we have to go to the is it streamable on Amazon? The old ones back in the day, or did they all get moved over to Netflix?
I think a bunch of them are on Netflix.
We'll have to figure out where to find.
Amazon got a bunch of them too, which is really bizarre because those hosts,
they created Top Gear.
They
created the
Top Gear fired the host and they went over
Grand Tour.
Yeah, they stole and went over there. It was a really bizarre thing. It was like, oh, you got fired from the show. We're going to buy the rights to that show to stream it.
I mean,
so you guys make money on Rocket? Are you pro Rocket League gamers? Do you have rankings? Are you top 10 in the world? How does this go?
That's a loaded question. Do we make money on it?
Not anymore.
Not anymore. We got into the market of Rocket League very late.
It's too bad this isn't a video podcast because the expression your face told us I was 100% true. You're like, not anymore.
Not anymore. No, it was really upsetting.
Have you met Jesse? Jesse makes money on everything.
Well, that's
he finds
why I roped Jesse into getting to play Rocket League. I told him there was a market for it. When I was explaining it to him, he's like real into it. And,
we got real into it.
We definitely did.
You had bots that were making your controllers work while you're at work.
Yep.
Your video, you were literally just screwing with other live games, dropping cars into and just randomly hoping to pick up packages or whatever, right?
No, the packages are just drops. So like after you would finish a match, they're called crates.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, the crate, you would get a crate drop, right? And depending on the crate, market scarcity happens, and you would be able to sell these crates online. So you could sell them through Reddit, through eBay. Some of these crates we were able to, what were we getting for some of the, like $3 or $4 a crate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you think $3 or $4, but multiply that by
it going all day long.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they scale horizontally. So we bought a device for like $60 or $70 and I coded it so that because I don't know how, like other guys it's called farming, right? You farm in different games, but in Rocket League, they had some stuff that would kind of, like farming prevention stuff in it. So you couldn't just like sit in the lobby or sit in the game and not move your controller. You had to move the controller. Get my best side.
I'm taking a picture because this is going to be, one of those shows.
This is our video.
Stop animation. But hey, this was really fun. So anyway, they had farming measures. So we met a guy who was like, yo, dog, I got this stuff. I can't remember his name, but he's like, man, I've sell crates all day. And I was like, well, how the fuck do you do this? And it was a trade secret. They wouldn't tell me. And I don't know I still don't know to this day how they did it. But I came up with the idea of using a thing called what was that thing called? Cronus Max. Yeah. So, and there was no codes. Like they have a marketplace for the Cronus Max. So you can like cheat different games like Call of Duty. There's like Call of Duty stuff. So whenever you press like the scope button automatically fires, right? So like that's a lot of people cheat, but the gaming companies cannot stop you from doing it because it sits in between you and your controller. So they can't detect it. So anyway,
you two are the reason why when I try to log into Call of Duty World at War, it's broken. It's impossible to play.
Well,
yeah,
probably.
it's trash.
Yeah.
Isn't that game like 20 years old?
I enjoyed it.
Reasons why it's still up.
There's still people playing. Last I did it like 4 years ago. I would get in and I would be furious because somebody's got a hook and an angle.
I mean, yeah. So anyway, I had written some stuff, right, to keep me in the game, and then kind of get around all their stuff. And as soon as we got that and got everything working, we made enough to pay off the Cronus Max. And then they changed the entire fucking game on us. And now there's no market, as far as I can tell. There's no angle to make any money. So we sold the Cronus Max for more than what we paid for it. I
think like double.
Yeah, because there was a shortage on Cronus Maxes because people are cheating at some other game. And so we sold those. We made our money plus that on the Cronus Max. So I don't know. We probably came out we probably tripled our money out of time and everything. But
easily.
And you fell in love with the game, and now you just played the thing.
Now we're just
we were playing it before we started selling the crates,
right? Yeah.
Because I remember Mark telling me about it, and I was like, "This game sounds dumb as fuck."
Oh, it sounds stupid,
and it looks childish.
Really does.
Jeremiah's seen me play it.
I've been there, yeah.
And he's like, "What the fuck?" He's like, "This is dumb." I was like, "Dude, it's not. I swear to God, it's not." Because it's very much like Halo and Call of Duty, where you have to be very skilled at the game to be good. There's no there are rankings and stuff, right? Matchmaking and all that jazz, but that is all pure skill.
Are you ranked? Are you good? Are you? If you put yourself in a percentile,
I'm just gonna go say right now we're just above average.
Yes,
and that's true as far as the ranking.
Yeah,
skill level.
The skill level.
Are you a better skateboarder or Rocket Leaguer? We'll start with Mark.
Definitely better Rocket Leaguer.
All right,
I can.
You're not an above. You're not an above average skateboarder.
I wouldn't say that anymore. No, not at all. I mean, I do all the same shit I was doing good back in the day. I don't really learn or do anything new.
What is back in the day to you when it comes to that? Like 5 years ago, 2 years ago, 15 years ago?
Yeah, probably 10.
Okay.
Or more. Yeah, definitely about 15 now. I'm really thinking about my age. No, because when I started
when you were that 12-year-old little boy with a
35-year-old
dude looking at your skate park going, you're cool, kid.
When's the last time
I would never say you're cool,
when's the last time you learned a new when's the last time you learned a new trick?
Skateboarding?
Yeah.
Can
an old dog learn new tricks?
I mean, I'm not good at Smith grinds, and I've kind of learned Smith grinds, but getting out of a Smith grind is very hard. So with I'm regular footed. And what that means is
that's not left or right. You're just you're ambifooted, ambidextrous.
Well, you skate pushing off with your.
So there's regular and goofy footed. Regular footed is where your left foot is forward. That is like your lead foot. And then if you go to push, if you push correctly, yes, there's a right way to push. You would push with your right foot, like kick, to get into motion. But if you're right foot forward, that means your goofy stance. And
that's left kicking.
Yes.
Okay.
There's also Mongo footed, which is a whole other.
Yeah, Mongo's
thing.
crazy.
Well, Mongo is very frowned upon. That's like in the skateboarding community. If you push Mongo, it's extremely noticeable. And
does it upset people? Like the cops have been called. I can hear them in the back.
Yeah. on their way.
GTA outside.
It's upsetting. It just looks awful. It's like one of those things. Like if you're into it, you don't do that.
It also looks like you couldn't do it. Like it looks like you should fall on your face every single time you see someone doing it.
So what Mongo footing is like, so like I said, I'm left foot forward. So if instead of kicking with my right, I would keep my back foot, my right one on the back, and then I would push or kick with my left. And I look like this. That's literally what
I think you're goose stepping over there, Adolf.
So the odd part is that you're pushing off with your front foot. You're kicking with your front foot.
And so you're like standing, but still like pushing.
And your weight's weird because you're not really pushing. You're more pulling.
Your weight is literally on your back truck. Like that's right. Like you're putting all your weight is like on, like how you have like your 4 screws on your skateboards. Yeah. Your weight on your right leg is on the, I guess it could be on the left too, right? Can you Mongo on both sides?
Well, yeah, if you're
okay, I just want to make sure.
You can be a goofy Mongo.
Yeah. So anyway, so like let's say you're doing it like a normal human, but yeah, all of your weight is on that back truck. So
now a truck is the back set of wheels, the back axle.
Back axle. Yeah.
He's throwing more jargon at us.
I know. Sorry. So, but anyway, so your weight, your weight distribution just looks funky, and it looks like you should not be able to go from that to get on the board. Like you're like the thing's going to slide out from underneath you, or you're going. It just looks.
I can understand how, like, just trying to think of the mechanics of it. It would be weird because you're not pushing, you're pulling almost because your foot would be in front of you. And he looked up Smith grinding.
I looked up Smith grinding, and now this Mongo thing is where you're just you're just doing this left Mongo. Front.
No, Smith grind. So like I said, I'm regular front foot is left. You approach a ledge or a rail. You jump up onto it, ollie. You turn.
I'm familiar with that from the Olympics, yes.
You turn slightly to where. So I'm approaching your table here. This is your ledge. Instead of ollieing up onto the rail, I keep my left foot, dip it down off the rail or ledge. My back foot is on the ledge or rail. So you're sliding
right
with your front foot down.
Okay.
So your tail.
So a Smith grind is just that your nose is low.
The only part of your skateboard that's grinding is in between the rear wheels. And the front axle.
Is the back truck.
Yeah, the back.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, the back
and
truck.
then it's like it's sliding across the middle of your board.
Boy, this was the worst possible episode not to have video.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. I appreciate the demonstration. It was wonderful, everybody.
He did great.
I'm going to look at the camera that's doing nothing over there.
It's on.
It's not even its fault. It's the sound's fault. But the camera, I'm going to blame the camera.
We don't know what's wrong. We don't know. But once again, we're dark next week, and by 2 weeks from now, we'll know soon. We'll figure it out. All right. Jesse, things you've seen on Facebook.
There were some good ones today.
Come take this tree.
That was
Jesse tried to start a fight.
A couple fights today.
All that's happened this week in planning this show is it's just been Jesse going, hey, watch this. Somebody gets in a Facebook group and says, hey, I need this tree taken down. Jesse has, on this program, very much described his frustration with the town of Knightstown, every tree contractor in the community, and the fact that his beautiful brand new car took a direct hit.
Potentially.
In theory.
That or a commie.
I think they're called Japanese. It was kamikaze, was what you're trying to say?
No.
It was what you're saying?
COMMIE.
Oh, communists.
Commies, like comrades, yeah.
Oh. That would be in Spiceland.
Tankies, whatever you want to call them. I don't know what people call them these days.
So you fought to get a tree taken down. You paid, I don't know, $600. You tried.
I paid the guy $1,000.
You paid $1,000 to have a tree taken down. And then you see some guy on Facebook, and he says, hey, I want this tree taken down. Can somebody do it for free?
Keep the wood.
Yeah,
you just want
the wood. What he said.
He says,
cut the tree down.
Have a tree cut down. Not paying. Keep wood. There wasn't a lot of adjectives.
You keep wood.
It was short. It was short on punctuation
and grammar.
Come cut it down. You can keep the wood. I said lumber prices are sky high.
Yeah.
I think the guy needs to really work this angle differently and say, I'm accepting bids for you to take this tree down and haul it away. Like $2,500, you can have this tree. I know what I've got here.
Right. I've just bought some plywood. I know how much plywood is. I just saw a meme today. Someone said, look, I've got a piece of plywood, looking to trade it for a Corvette. I know what I got here. And it's really true. Like,
It's close. It's like $50 per sheet of plywood.
no, it's 80.
Oh my God.
I paid 80.
Last week it was like 50.
I have to look at my
Did
receipt.
you pay for freight?
No.
Did you have it delivered?
No.
How did you have them cut it down for you so that you
No.
could fit it in your car?
It's just plywood.
an 8-foot sheet. You can't fit it.
It's not OSB. It's plywood.
Apparently, last year was the year that we couldn't do anything, and this year's the year because of COVID. This year's going to be you can't do anything. You
can't afford to do anything.
Because we're going to have. I've heard there's going to be a shortage on propane.
Pool chemicals.
Pool chemicals, yes. That was another thing we saw on Facebook. Somebody had a trunk full of pool shock.
Hey, buddy.
And was like, I know what I got. The value is going up. Get in early. I was like, seriously.
Some guy's trying to sell liquid pool shock out the trunk of his car in a Facebook group.
Yeah. Literally, the picture was of a trunk full of pool shock jugs.
That's awesome.
We got the computer chip shortage that's shutting down
We have
everything.
Chevrolet can't make certain models of trucks because of it.
Ford can't.
Well, everybody.
Yeah.
Chevy was disabling their active fuel management, which is a miracle, but whatever.
And apparently there might be like a gasoline shortage because of a lack of truck drivers because they laid them all off last year.
I was going to say, and we can't get workers, so we're not going to be able to get like fast food burgers soon. So I don't know. The world's going to shit. And yeah, that's where we're at. But anyway, yeah, the tree thing.
Yes.
Yeah. Said it looks like you want to keep that tree, buddy.
That was your answer.
Pow.
And
That's what it was.
It didn't look like it was.
And he got back to you.
It didn't look like it was a dead tree.
Well, it
looked
didn't
a
look like
healthy
it was also in danger of doing anything. Like I could,
No, he just-
I could see if like there's like it's just like a tree in a yard, and they're like, I want it gone. And I guess they responded, she doesn't have the money. Somebody didn't have the money to have it cut down. I'm like, well, then just don't post about it for a minute, or just
They
wait
know
for
what
it
they
to-
have.
Yeah,
They know. Yeah.
I think they wanted somebody to take care of the problem for them. I have 2 trees. If anybody wants to practice taking down trees, like if you want to learn, if you want to be a tree apprentice and you want to, you want to come by and work on your skills, it's like going to the barber college and getting a cheap haircut. I will let
Jeremiah's
you
Tree
practice
College.
on my
You heard it
tree.
first.
Arborist. Jeremiah's arborist.
I've got 2 maple trees that they are welcome to knock down. If they want the wood, they can have the wood. If they don't want it, just lay it on the ground and we'll take care of it. This is the offer. There's all kinds of
I
opportunities.
know what I got. So anyway, yeah, that guy.
Jeremiah at bosshogglery.com if you want to bid on the tree removal services. You let me know what you're offering.
So yeah, that was a thing, and he wrote me back and said something, and I don't remember it, but it was
He
hilarious.
DM'd you.
He DM'd
It was like
me.
for their cousin or something.
Yeah,
that
it's
doesn't
my
have any
cousin.
money.
Doesn't
It's not
have
my
any
tree.
money or
Yeah.
something. I'm like, and then he
You
said,
don't wanna get rid
"Pal,
of it, pal."
LOL." These people. If you haven't messed with people in Facebook Marketplace, it is
You
the
are
best
missing
way.
out.
It is the best way to pass time. Quit
Other local
scrolling
news,
your feed.
breaking news this afternoon.
Yeah, it's breaking news.
Well, you guys, so I will say that you two do have this little shtick where you will find an item on Facebook.
Yep.
Could be a washing machine or a toaster
I think it was
or a
an air
blender.
conditioner or something. There was once a razor scooter and a piece of wood. The piece of wood was not for sale, but that's what I inquired about.
So somebody's got a scooter and a piece of wood in a listing.
It was like a scooter, like a fucking 4-foot 2x4. Just it was like in someone's
well,
basement.
now I can
right now.
understand.
Yeah.
I was trying.
Now it's like $20 for the scooter, $60 for the 2x4.
I was trying.
Seeing the
I
market
saw
ahead
the
of time.
market ahead. I was making investments, and then there was drywall that looked like Kyle had just punched all the holes in it. And yeah, she told me that the 2x4 was not for sale.
So it's free then. Can I come by and pick it up?
On my way.
Everything has a price.
OMW.
You know what else? I'll tell you what I saw too. And it was in Newcastle. Somebody bought a bed in a bed frame that it went on a year ago. They said they had $1,400 in it, and it was like a memory foam or whatever. Now, I don't know what they had done to this mattress, but it looked like a crime scene. And they still wanted
And they were trying to
they
sell
wanted
it.
$650 for the pair. And like, yeah, our son spilled a drink or two on the mattress, but it's still good. And the first comment was like, "That you throw that garbage in the trash. Ain't nobody wants your nasty mattress." And I was like, but yeah, I did. You look at the mattress and you're like, It looked like they pulled it out of the seediest hotel, and it was only a year old.
And the best part is that the camera photos are the worst. Like it's going to be the shittiest light. It's going to be real dim. There might be a creature in the background. You're not sure. Some artifacting. It's almost like they've compressed it with JPEG and just kept doing it. So there's like generation loss. You're like, how did you get this shitty quality of a photo in today's camera quality?
You took it on your grandma's flip phone, and then you texted it to somebody.
Yeah, really? And they're like, "Hey, it's for sale." You know, you're like, "Oh my god, this is
what
terrible.
is it?"
So your shtick, Mark, is that you will see somebody advertise an air conditioner. You don't really need an air conditioner, but you and Jesse will be sitting in some restaurant, and you will comment. You'll team up, and you will comment on it and DM or ask the person.
This is more.
Is it broken?
I was going to say we can't do it as much in Marketplace now. You can do it in groups still.
So
yeah.
in the Connorsville Man Cave.
That was the Connorsville Man Cave. We have laid waste
is fertile ground.
Connorsville Man Cave many times.
They don't need the help in Connorsville.
That's the best part. They don't need the help. They create every joke for me.
You target the people of Laurel and Connorsville, and you look at their slightly used air conditioner. Is it broken? No. Well, can it be broken?
Well, no. We got to get to that point though.
Oh,
it's like
okay.
You'll
see
funny. A listing, and you'll ask if it's still available. They'll say yeah, and then I'll bring in Jesse and be like, "Hey, weren't you looking for said product?"
He'll just tag you now,
and he'll be like, "Oh yeah," and then we'll just start from there. You know, is it working? Yes. Oh,
but
well, I'm not,
and I won't let them finish. So like, we won't let them finish. So it'll be like. So the prime example is it's just us talking. We don't let the buyer talk, and we use it like a DM. So usually it'd be like, "Hey, Mark, weren't you looking for this air conditioner?" You'd be like, "Yeah, man. What what they want for?" I was like, "Nah, man, I don't know. I'm gonna have to ask them." And like I'm like, it's very public, right?
Ignoring the price that he's listed on there,
and then he'll be like,
that's like the boomer on Facebook who literally sees the event for a concert on July 4th weekend at 7 p.m. in the Arts Park.
Yeah,
and what day is this?
Yes,
that just got shared in a group where a guy's like, "Here's a post, and it says, yeah, here's a concert, 7:00. Tickets are $5. Here's who's performing." And the first 4 questions are, "What day is it? What time is it? How much are the tickets? Who's performing?" Individual questions.
That's
like
me. If I'm
nobody
trolling.
can read the description.
This is us trolling. So in this particular instance, like we'll be like,
I don't know why people hate Facebook. I just don't understand.
But so anyway, it's just funny because then like the best part was like the punchline at the time was not interested. So we got this guy going, got him like he's having to answer, right? Like he's in his life doing whatever the fuck it is he does. And then he's like having to answer our stupid questions. And then he's like, Mark's like, yeah. He's like, is it broken? And I was like, I don't know, man. Let me ask him. And I mentioned the guy.
Tag him.
And so he has to look at his phone and see this. And then he's like, no, it works.
This guy's just trying to sell a $42 air conditioner for $30.
And so he goes, no, it works. So I go, at Mark, hey, no, buddy, it looks like it's working. He's like, oh man, well, I was like, do you want me to ask if he'll break it for you? And then he goes, yeah. So I mentioned him again. This is all public, so it's super funny. And then I'm like, hey, dingus, like, would you be willing to break it for like the $40? And the guy's like, no. And I go, hey, Mark, he won't break it, man. And then Mark just comes back. He's like, not interested. And like, so, and like, it's just so funny that you're wasting.
Do you ever
people's
feel
lives.
so bad that you drive down there and buy it?
No.
He can't show his face. He just drove the guy nuts. It's not
If I
anonymous.
had a YouTube channel, I swear
You
to God,
come rolling up in your Lincoln.
If I had
it'd be worth doing just for the story.
if I had a YouTube channel, I would that would be my that would be our YouTube channel. It's like trolling people, making them do things that doesn't make any damn sense, and then like it's kind of like what is the thing with Ashton Kutcher back in the day?
Punked?
Yeah, you're getting like you're just like punking people on like
God, Grandpa.
I know.
Ashton Kutcher.
I was like, what is the dude's name? Kutcher? But anyway, I think it would be funny to do that. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's hilarious. But
I think that might be better than Idiots with Elbows, or maybe Idiots with Elbows takes a road trip.
We would do that. Well, we've thought about integrating this just as part of the thing, like is where we talk about it.
Mark is not getting any younger. Look
Neither
at him
am
over
I.
there.
He's still skateboarding. My knee, I've been out of commission sometimes for days because my knees act up. But anyway, so there was still on Facebook. There was the the lawnmower, Black Max.
So Black Max is the new lawnmower.
Black Max is the new lawnmower.
So there was a story out of Newcastle this afternoon, late breaking news. If we had a producer on the producer's desk, we'd have him hit the breaking glass button that doesn't exist, but we would have breaking glass. No, don't do it. You're going to spend your entire night cleaning up Miller High Life shards.
Yeah, the High Life was about to... There's a bottle of High Life on the desk, and Jesse about took the opportunity
I'm going to put this over by Zach.
I wouldn't put anything near me. Everything I've touched today is
by
broke.
the HP sauce. Okay. So the late breaking news out of Newcastle, this teenage kid is mowing lawns today.
Like
his after school.
Like his first or second day with the mower.
He just got the mower. It was today.
No, it was raining today. I'm an idiot.
It didn't rain most of the day.
All right, listen, computer nerd.
This was his first yard.
He's like literally just got the lawnmower. It's his first customer, very early customer.
Oh, really? Was it?
So
Yeah.
It was a brand new.
who sold it to him?
And his mower
wasn't us.
Because we missed out on an opportunity.
Hey, man, would you break the lawnmower?
Could have bought a broken lawnmower.
It's going to kill him up in flames, dude. Don't worry about it.
You find that post and go back and comment like, can you sell the mower?
Does it work?
Not interested.
So
Can you fix it?
So he buys this lawnmower, and it bursts into flames, and the Newcastle Fire Department shows up, which is awesome. Customers,
they're just doing their jobs. But yeah.
they showed up. They saw. You are trying to become the biggest asshole that has ever graced a podcast in the history of the world. So these guys show up, and they say, "Hey, we're going to take care of this for you. Meet us at 2:30 at the Walmart in Newcastle," and the fire trucks roll up down there. I don't know if it's shift change or whatever, but the guys come down to the Walmart, and they buy this kid. I assume they pitched in their own money, and they bought this kid a $400 lawnmower.
$400 Black Max.
And it is under the trade name of Black Max, which I'm honestly kind of... Levi Perry is the kid's name. I'm kind of the opinion that maybe Black Max is cool.
Black Max is cool.
Why not? So so this Levi Perry has got his brand new lawnmower. There's a picture the parents posted.
Have you seen this?
Of the lawnmower bursting into flames.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've seen it.
Photo of the mower
As he's mowing.
Somebody took a picture of it just on fire smoking.
Help.
I mean,
The old
hey,
one.
Hey, it looks well done.
I'd be honest, it's
on the
Newcastle.
sidewalk.
Chances are by the time that thing was in flames, there were probably 6 to 12 neighbors outside recording or standing around.
Oh, that's what the guy
Probably,
says.
yeah, 2 or 3 fire trucks and a couple of squad cars. Because
There was a guy, the guy replied, the fuck Biden guy. He goes, he was a dick, like on the first part of it. And he's like, my son's lawnmower's out here just burning up. He's like, all the neighbors out here just filming it, seeing what's going on, just being like an asshole. I'm like, so were you not doing anything either? Like,
Well, I was posting on the internet.
that's what I'm saying. I'm just going to let you know, I'm not going to chase down, a gasoline fire. It's just going to explode. I'm not going to go next.
yeah, I mean, let's be honest, it's not going to be recovered.
No.
It's burning in the middle of a concrete sidewalk. It's in ideal
It's
circumstances.
also just a lawnmower.
It's just a lawnmower.
Push mower.
It's not going to explode. There's nothing. So,
It's a push mower.
so wait for the professionals.
Should have got a manual.
Yeah.
None of this would have happened.
I would bet you
The Mark Brim real mower.
I used to have one of those. But yeah, so anyway.
What do you do now? Do you have a service, Jesse?
No, I'm in my yard.
I'm kind of tempted to get a real mower. Do those work? Because
Mark Brim literally uses a real mower.
I used to have a real mower.
A girl I graduated with just bought one. I'm like, please tell me how this works.
It's a mine's a Fisker. Was a Fisker.
But somebody told me like they're good if you don't wait too long between mowings.
Correct.
And I just mowed for the first time in 3 weeks.
Don't buy a real mower.
And but if you can go out and get it done real quick and like I could, yeah.
So here's the thing. If you don't mow enough, the grass gets so tall that it will just lay it over and it doesn't clip it. And all of the new ones have a lot of safety mechanisms. Not all of them, but some of them have like safety mechanisms where there's like a bar in front of it. And so, yeah, that will lay it over before it even gets to it. They're nice. They're not super hard to use, but I don't understand like the appeal. Like the gasoline lasts pretty long time.
I just don't want to deal with, and like I mow 2 yards with one mower, and so it sits at one house, and I have to mow 1 yard and then push.
Get
it to
an
the other
electric
house.
one with like the big packs that you just swap. That's what
I'll tell you what I also do. I murder mowers. I hit rocks with
for
them.
fun or like.
No,
Like, are you this one? It's like I used to do a lot more, but
like I
ever
just
since
like
Craigslist,
I've like killed like I've killed like 3.
It's on the dark web.
I've killed like 3 mowers, and we got a new one like last year, and it's already to the point where I have to go over something and then back straight over it again because there's like a dead spot in the middle that it doesn't hit unless you go over it twice.
The lovely Sarah Pato
A lot of rocks
O'Ward
in my mom's house.
absolutely hates our mower, but it's a Craftsman. I bought it used from my buddy Jason in 2013 when I bought the house. He gave me a self-driven push mower, a riding mower, and a weed eater for like $200.
Dang.
It cleaned up.
And I still use. I've abandoned the riding mower. It's there, but I just don't need it because my yard's silly, and it's too much. I keep hitting rocks with it and having to replace the blades. This is stupid. But the push mower, I use the thing. It's a tank. I think the
last one I killed.
It's had 2 oil changes his entire life, judging by his past history, and I've changed it once. I cannot kill the thing.
The last one I killed.
13.
It was used. He gave it away because he was done and tired of it, and that was 8 years ago. So it is probably 20 years old.
The last one I killed was a lawn boy that my dad bought when I was still in elementary school. So it was early 90s. So it was a 25-year-old mower, and I killed it. And I killed it hard. You tried to pull start it, and it would kick back. It wouldn't even turn.
It was just locked up.
I think I broke something in it.
Welded it shut.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like when you're trying to kill a mower these days, like they'll find you on the deep web or Hitman, like only kill mowers.
Just take it over to my mom's and try and use it instead of a weed eater around the rocks next to the edge of her property, and that usually will stop it dead.
I've accidentally kicked up a rock one day mowing my yard, and it hit a minivan, like literally pelted it, and like left a huge dent in the side of it.
How old were you?
This is
recent.
This is with my $400 or $500 Honda mower, and like they pull up because I live at a busy intersection, so there's lots of traffic when I mow, and I do stop usually. And like, I don't ever disengage. I just don't keep going. But this time I just wasn't paying attention. And this van like pulls up to the stop sign and just like, I hurl this like stone. It's probably 2 inches in diameter, like sphere. Well, it's cut in half. Anyway, it like
cut in half after your blade hit it.
It smashes this van. And I'm like, I've got my hands up in the air, just looking at the driver, like it's their fault. Just doing the Tom DeLonge, like what the fuck?
Did they stop?
She looks at me
and keeps going
and just goes
she on. Didn't know. She probably had her music turned up, didn't have any idea.
Yeah, so this poor
person. Then 6 days later, they'll have no idea what happened.
And I got out in the road. It's like trying to like I'm like I can't yell if you didn't hear the rock, you're not going to hear me yell.
Yeah.
So anyway, somebody's had to pay for a dent removal, and that was all my fault, and I apologize to that person. But yeah,
wow. All right, we are going to do a classic Boss Hog of Liberty graceful transition.
Sweet.
Which is when I say we're making the transition, then we just jump into it.
Very graceful.
Pato O'Ward won the NASCAR race. Oh my God, Zach. Pato O'Ward won the IndyCar race on Sunday at
what
Texas,
is the word you're using?
Texas Pato.
Pato?
Patricio O'Ward.
Yeah, short for
It's a guy's first name. Pato O'Ward. Pato.
Got it.
Texas
Mexican born.
He's from San Antonio, but also Mexico.
I'm just like, I don't care. I just wanted to make sure
he's a guy named
what you were saying.
He's a guy named Pato.
Got it.
Pato
Got it.
O'Ward. Mexican sounds European. Patricio O'Ward.
It's from Spain, Jeremiah.
Okay. O'Ward. There's a lot of O'Wards in Spain.
Yeah, so that name is not. He doesn't look Spanish either. So
anyway, nice kid, 20-something. He wins. He's young and he's hip and he's cool like Mark. And he has this this design on his helmet.
Yeah.
And he's selling it as an NFT. And this is when I have to come back to Jesse and go, I know you've explained this to us like 3 times, and I've really been trying to understand it. But NFT is a non-fungible tortoise.
Yep. Non-fungible token.
Non-fungible token.
That's what he said.
And it means that it is the only one of this. It's a helmet.
It doesn't mean that's
or it's
the
a
only
picture
one of that thing. But
It's the original. I think that what he was saying, Zach, I'll have you pull it up to figure out what he was advertising off of the
that
tweet.
doesn't mean he's right.
But he was selling the NFT of the original. Does that language work? The original, the very first one, the unique original one?
Is it a physical thing?
It is, I think, the image so the original image of what is on his helmet.
Okay.
Is that accurate? Could that be an NFT?
Both could be an NFT. That's why I'm asking. Like, so the hot thing, right, is that like images, specifically animated graphics. It's pretty popular with sports. So you'll see like I don't know if like
COVID.
I don't know if it's like if there's actually like sport card manufacturers that are doing it or who's doing it, but there's like Top Shots or something like that. It's like some website where people are going. It's real popular for sport players, like basketball and stuff, to buy like graphics, like animated GIFs or something. But anyway, so, and it's popular with that. It's popular with art, and 3D art and stuff like that. And like short videos, not so popular yet with audio, but it should be. But so anyway, the tokens are essentially a way to create ownership of a given thing.
So he was wearing, in this case,
A logo on his helmet.
sticker on the front of his helmet.
Yep.
And you go to slipstream.shop.com or slipstream.shop, I guess it's not .com.
Mm-hmm.
And there's an auction for this NFT.
And he's only selling one.
Yes.
Selling one of them.
One of them. If you're bidding.
Okay.
So that's the one thing. So if there's an NFT on a thing, then there should only be one.
It's not true.
I was going to say you can make copies.
You
I
can
guess-
make as many as you want.
But if you say
But
that
the
you're only going
original.
to have one, is it possible? Or the guy that buys the NFT
It's
can
only
now
possible
spawn
if
it
you
off?
never make another one, right? Like,
But can't someone
So I guess
buy one and
the
then
question I
make
would have is
a
like, in this case, it's like it's a digital image or it's
Yep.
an image.
Yep.
So if they sell, so I can understand if you're the only one that buys it, then in theory, you then own the rights to that image.
But he posted a
And you
picture of it
don't-
on Twitter, so I've got it now for free. Why do I need to
Yeah.
buy the
So
NFT?
so that's why I'm kind of
so
curious as to.
you don't always necessarily own the rights because it's just that you own the right to that asset. You don't own the rights to print it off and make money from it, right? You don't own those types of rights. You own the asset. So like, it's kind of like, it's in the same sense. Like there's, to be honest, like there's very like few non-fungible things that I can think of. Like people like to use cash as a fungible thing.
Somebody said that the Mona Lisa could be an NFT, right? There's only one. It is the original Mona Lisa.
Well, so it could be an NFT in two ways. They could generate an NFT token for it as a physical item to associate with it.
right. So it is the serial number, the one.
It's
version
essentially a
of this.
serial number, yeah. And they put it on a blockchain and whatever, right? They could also have someone come in, like the Louvre or whoever is owning the Lisa right now, Mona Lisa, I think it's the Louvre still, could come in and properly take a photo of it, right? And the Louvre could give away the first original, like, hey, they have the authority, right, in the market to say that this is the only reproduction of the Mona Lisa that is official, and they could sell that.
So that feels to me, if I'm trying to make a connection, that feels to me like the original master recordings of the Beatles, right? Like that would be the same kind of a thing where you own the original
Don't use the
source
Beatles
material.
because the original source material is going to be on a physical.
You own the original source
For-
material for Funky Cold Medina by Tone Loc.
Whoever that is, but yeah.
I don't know.
As long as
I'm
I'm
giving
saying
you a
let's
random.
work in the digital world, right? Like
Okay.
it's a little bit easier to work in
Kobe
that.
Selfmade, Newcastle, Indiana's own.
Yep.
Yeah. So he makes a single,
Yep.
and you could buy the original NFT of that.
Well, so, and that's where I'm saying that depends, right? So some people, I agree with you that that's how it should be, right? It should be. And I was having this conversation with Mark. So Beeple, right, is a 3D artist and whatever. I don't know how they sold his art, but if you're paying $60-some million for this, I hope you have like the Adobe Illustrator file or whatever program he used. You better own that file. Like I don't think that's what it is. I think it's that they're creating some sort of rasterized version of it and they are distributing that as like, well, we've only rasterized 3 of them or whatever. And they're auctioning them off.
So you get it in the art community. Is this something you're paying attention to, Mark, as an artist?
Not really.
No, you don't care.
I mean, I don't understand it fully. Like I do, but I don't. It's just like I feel like it's a digital file or asset, and it's like I make one, and it's just like the initial or original that I made is like that's the value.
And then is it like you can't sell copies of it anymore, right? It's no longer yours, so you don't have the intellectual property anymore?
But it's like if it's digital, you like
that's the question I have. I guess
duplicates. So like I don't fully understand it.
So
either.
think
I'm
of it
aware of people selling it for like $6 whatever million or
60,
whatever it was.
Like it was like $60 million.
Yeah.
So think of it like I was thinking about this on the way over. Like as long as people understand like fungible and non-fungible, we can start there. Like fungible is like the idea that like you can trade one thing for another. Sorry. So like people like to use cash as that example, although cash is like a mixed fungible thing because they have serial numbers. If cash never had a serial number, it would be pretty fungible, right? It would still, but think of it like people still make counterfeits. No one wants the counterfeit. Everybody wants the real thing, right? Someone wants the authority thing, whatever it is. It doesn't matter. If you could go out, like somebody, like you can have Thai baseball cards, right? Thai cop baseball cards that are worth like hundreds of thousands of dollars. You could take the damn card and scan it and put it on some cardboard and be like, well, I've got a Thai card, but you really don't, right? Like there's authenticity. In comic books the same way, right? If they get graded, like they get graded with authority, there's like a lot of authority around it. Just grabbing a photo off the internet and be like, well, I've got this and print it. Yeah, you have it, but you can't, like, there's a lot of clout, and especially with people who have money. And there's a movie I just sent to Mark to kind of highlight this, right? We would never, none of us, right, in our right minds would ever pay millions of dollars for any fucking art. Like, we're not just gonna be like, look at that fucking deer, I'm going to give you $3 million for it. Like,
we have our Mac deer looking us in the face over there.
It's a buck, technically, but
yeah, it's a buck. He's a Henry County buck with a menacing yellow bow tie now on his head.
But yeah, so like if like let's say that was a piece of art or this graphic over here that was painted, whatever. Let's say right here you actually have a fake Van Gogh or whatever, right? I think Van Gogh's the guy who did Starry Night, right? So
no, that's an original.
Exactly. It's not.
It's actually
but we have to move now.
But you would never pay for the money
over your
shoulder.
Starry there's Night. A very original Dakota Davis.
That's right. Heads. So there is like in the art world, especially when you are rich, right? You are laughed at for having a fucking fake, right? Like it's just like having a fake Louis Vuitton. Anything fake just makes you look like a poser.
You don't want a print. You want an original.
You're not a poser. You don't want to be a fucking poser. That's what it is. It boils down to that.
I guess my question though is that in physical terms, like yes, that's a fake Van Gogh over there. It's obviously it's
reprint.
It's a reprint.
It's not a fake.
But
we never pretended like it was real.
There's no attempt there to make that.
Get a label over there. I know, but this is our fake Van Gogh.
There's no attempt there to make it look.
You come to Boss Hog Studios, like you know what? I'm going to see some original art.
Yeah, but there's no attempt there to make that look authentic. It literally
hides behind our television.
Yeah, you can look at that and you're like, well, that's not real because it's not even painted. It's printed. But like with a digital thing, you could take a file and copy it, and you now have two absolutely identical files.
Right, but you have now you have the key to say, "Oh, this is real." Like I own it. Like I own this asset. Versus,
so it's like the initial file, like coded or like a specific URL.
It's been put on the. So like, there's a couple of problems that I was reading about. Like
this is like Obama's birth certificate, a long form birth certificate.
It's just that like there's some concerns right now, right? That somebody brought up about NFTs because some of the people that are selling them, the way to authenticate it is on their systems. That's not good, right? Like that's not good.
You don't
at all.
want it to be proprietary.
Well,
you need to be able to
not just
source
that.
it.
You want it distributed so that way, like it continues to go, and it's not maintained by some central authority. Because if that, and this gets into like politics, but if that central authority fails, you can no longer like authenticate what you own, right? That's a problem. So, but let's not talk about that. That's a different problem. But yes, you would take it and you could be like, look, I own this. Here's my key. I own this key. Here's this. In their ledger, right, on the blockchain, it says that I'm the owner. Like that's the whole point of the blockchain, is the proof that I own something. That's what the blockchain provides, is consensus on ownership and transactions. So you're essentially putting this crypto, like you run it through, and I don't know a lot about, I don't know if every system's different or what, but you kind of upload your art, they do whatever, and they put it on the blockchain. And then you kind of have a folder that kind of like locks, and there's some metadata that kind of is attributed to that file.
That authenticates it.
And yes, you could copy them, but there's no clout in, again, being a poser. It's all about like, no, I fucking own this. Like, you're not going to go around and be like, you don't, like, nobody wants a reprint of the first Spider-Man. You want the first Spider-Man, right? It's the same concept. It doesn't matter, even though it's the same art and everything. You want the first one. I want to own it.
I don't want
the
Lampoon's
reproduction.
Christmas Vacation on Blu-ray, on DVD, on Amazon Prime. I wanted it in all of the formats.
I guess in the future, I want to see how this works out with the person having value beyond saying I own this.
Well, it's subjective though, right?
Yeah.
It's not objective value.
So we keep trying to think of it as I have the rights for duplication in the future.
There's no rights.
And you're saying, no, it's the scarcity that's created of I have the original, right? The original one is mine.
I wouldn't say it's original, right? They're mints. Let's think of it like a mint. No one owns the proof. Well, I shouldn't say that. Most people, there are very few proofs that are leaked into the world, right? Like a lot of proofs are destroyed.
Talking about like the Philadelphia
like
mints
and stuff like, yeah. So I just recently watched a thing when dollar bills are made. Okay. So when these bills get printed, I don't need to pull one out.
Mr. Analoger, first of all, we're audio only.
I know.
Now I want to see if you actually have a dollar bill in your wallet. Do you have? Oh my God, he has. Damn. Mark, count that up. Mark, give that to Mark.
I did my laundry today.
Give that to Mark. I did my laundry. Give that. On the table. I want to know.
What do you want?
How much do you pay your laundry person?
Do you have like some sort of a woman that does this for you? That
20, 60,
there's
80,
100,
100,
40,
20, 40, 60,
80, $185 for laundry money.
Damn, son.
Damn. All right. That's Jesse's.
I can explain the logic of why I have
Here we
this.
go. Ready? I have a receipt. I have $0
I guarantee
in my.
nothing
I'll say
on me.
Mark's an analog
Mark's got
guy.
like $80, $100.
He's got $100.
He's got $100.
It's a little bit. It's over 100.
Oh wow!
Oh,
Shit,
look,
Mark's
I'll say Mark's an analog guy.
Zach, you and I over here are he's going to the beach.
You'd be safer if you had crypto.
Are you going to go to the same place everybody from Newcastle goes to?
Yeah.
He's going to Fort
It
Myers.
was a Lonnie Kai. Dakota knows about it.
What was I talking about?
Can you drink all weekend for $300 in Lonnie Kai?
I mean, I got a little bit more, but I got to have a little bit of cash on me.
Yeah,
you can. Go to the 7-Eleven across the street.
The thing about it, like, real quick, why I have cash on me, because I have to explain this. When you go to an ATM, so when you go to an ATM, right? I don't go. There's no ATM near me in my town.
You literally live next to a bank.
I know. I'm about to explain why this is.
He lives catty corner to an ATM.
Catty corner to an ATM. That bank is not owned by the bank that I bank with. The ATM isn't.
Well,
so they charge me a fee.
Sure.
No, I understand that. So if they're going to charge me a fee, I look at it as like, if I pull it out at 20, that's like 15% of my money right there, right? For $3.
Sure.
Or it's actually like 20%, but
doesn't matter.
So anyway, the more I pull out, the lower the
lower
is.
the cost is. Yes.
So it's like a stupid thing in my brain. Even though it's the same dollar amount, I'm just like, well, I got all my money. It's my money. It's only fucking 1.5% now.
Is this still about
it's stupid.
NFTs?
No, I'm trying to explain why there's money in my wallet.
So you needed $20.
I needed $20.
So you pulled out 200.
Yes. It doesn't make sense.
Stick it to because you stuck it to the man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't pay those ATM fees.
So anyway,
Do you bank with? Who do you bank with?
Star?
So why not have both?
Because I don't like banks. Because I'm not fucking bank. So
I have like 37 bank accounts just for the reason you're.
Jeremiah's described to me his banking process, and it sounds incredibly complicated.
It's a very complicated thing. I
Yeah,
know all
I mean, one of
about
these
it.
days he's going to get audited simply due to the complexity of his personal banking
They're going to
situation.
think that he's washing money.
He's like, I get paid. I got to do a little money here, a little money there. Like, I got accounts everywhere.
It's
I
all
was like,
solved.
dude, man, I could barely handle my one checking account.
Yeah. So anyway, so with NFTs, like think about it. Like
The best thing is that at the end after payday, you could I could tell Sarah, hey, look, we have $14, and that's all we have until next week,
Nice.
and we're out of money, and everything's already somewhere else, and it's just that we're poor all the time, and it works out great.
You've got me off track now.
NFTs.
I know, but what were we talking about?
NFTs, originality,
So
copies.
so like nobody wants the original things, and it's all subjective value. But nobody wants like a reprint. Nobody wants a reissue of anything. The reissues are not worth money.
The Denver Mint.
Original. Oh yeah, that's what it was. So about the money. So when they print money, in the documentary I was watching, the proofs or there's like a plastic sheet that they use, right? When they start to put them on the rollers to print them, and no one keeps those. Like they get destroyed. And if you were to own one, the scarcity of that makes it really like worth a lot of money, right? Like, and that's kind of like they only minted so many things, right? So I would almost argue like it's best to think of NFTs like a mint, like they're minting stuff and there will never be more. They're very scarce. They're computationally scarce. Like just like Bitcoin.
It's valuable.
Therefore, it's valuable. Well, it doesn't mean it's valuable, right? Like that's where
it creates scarcity, and then it's up to people to determine whether or not it's valuable.
Yeah, and they create like subjective value about it.
The only thing close I could think of,
like this is also this piece of art that Mark and I have collabed on today. It's also very scarce. But
it is the only
not
one.
I hope to God this is not worth money.
We're selling this for
$2.5 million.
I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to get an email tomorrow from Christy going, "Hey, if I pay you $20, can I have?
Well, I'm going to hold on
Can
to
I?
this.
Can I have that piece
It's
of
also
art?
very worn because I'm like sitting there like fiddling with the paper.
Let me take a picture of it. And
Ask
then I will have duplicated
Hey,
it.
this is actually put
But
this
it's
on
not the
put this on
original.
a Patreon. This is Patreon material.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, there you
So
go.
the closest thing I can think of is when somebody like buys, like oftentimes I'm a car guy. So if you watch like Barrett Jackson, they'll auction off the first of a car.
Right.
Obviously, Ford's going to make more
'Cause
cars
they have
after
serial
that,
numbers.
but you're getting the right to the first one.
And that is why I said, so take that very same concept. People will use cash as fungible. Like they'll say they're fungible. Like these are fungible. And they are on face value, right? Face value, these are all the same 20s roughly, right? Like I give you had a 20, I could give you this 20. You don't feel bad, right? But there is inside of this market, there is another market. And the market is in the fucking serial numbers of every dollar bill. And if you have certain patterns in the serial numbers, this value of this goes up 5, 10, 20%, which is stupid. But people do it. And they're like, well, that one is all zeros. Like the more zeros, the better. Like if there's like more zeros padding it, the closer to one, like you're talking about, the more value it's worth.
Like in countries, they'll auction off low number license plates.
Yeah.
It's still a license plate.
Yep.
They just want, like in Dubai, somebody will pay $1 million for license plate number 1.
Yeah. And you could do that, right? You could do that but because there's an authority minting them, right?
Yeah.
You can't have a fake license plate. Like you could have one, put it up in your garage, but nobody fucking cares. You have the one that was issued by the state and you have it on your vehicle. The one, like all of our stuff is all of our license plates are unique, right? Like there's not a duplicate, obviously.
In the state of Indiana, I have the only 33L.
Right. But if someone really loves it, so vanity plates, people want a vanity plate, they will camp on it and try to snipe them from people. Like just like domain names, because there's an authority that's like creating scarcity in the market. Even though you can get any domain you want, they want that one. Right. So it's very similar. It's the same concept. Nobody wants a fake one. They want the one that was minted. And that's to me is how it's probably the easiest way to think about it, is if someone's minting something, if Mark's minting graphics, like they'd be like, oh yeah, I've got the one that he minted.
So we have a license plate behind us in the studio. It's from 1979.
Yep.
And it is somewhat scarce. and it's very authentic.
Well, it's very scarce. And the
Because
fact that it's from 1979.
It's a 1979 racing themed from our county. So it has three different things that are unique. It was a 1-year license plate. It has the race car on it. You can see the Formula car.
Oh yeah, I just
in the
now saw
background
that.
with the checkered flag background.
Surprisingly.
And it is from the 33, which is Henry County.
Sure.
So it has three different factors that make it more valuable. That is worth
But
probably
the 33 is subjective to you.
to this show and to this county because we
Right.
originate in Henry County.
Yeah,
Indiana.
if you're from Hamilton County, you'd be like,
they'd be like, well, screw that. I want a 30
Right.
or whatever it is, 32.
right.
They would want
And that's
32.
what I'm saying. So it's like the subjectability of NFTs is where the value comes from.
It is desirable literally to only Zach and I in Henry County.
Probably.
But we're here and we share it together.
Yeah. If there were more, though,
It's-
if there were more of
it's
you
common.
people,
It's common.
that would have even more value.
Well, I'm pretty sure that Gene Ingram would probably give us $20 for it.
But yeah, I
I
would
was going to
say,
say that if you found somebody who graduated in 1979 and was born in 1961, they might like that plate too.
But-
It's an odd combo.
so I would say this, though, go on HBO Max, and there is a great show or documentary called The Price of Everything, I think is what it's
I
called.
think so.
And it's about the art market. And it was on Tim Ferriss's podcast. He was talking about it. He was talking to some other guy about it. But so I watched it, and it is like eye-opening to just how crazy people are who have a shit ton of money.
Oh, yeah.
And because it's just like baseball cards, but with people with bigger wallets. And so instead of like baseball, if you guys don't know, like the sport card market is fucking huge right now.
Again,
Oh yeah, it's fired back up.
it's up. Pokemon cards are up. All these,
Everything's up.
Yeah.
Everything is all the.
We're bored to death.
Yeah, because COVID, we're all stuck in our
Are
houses. and we
Beanie
have,
Babies worth anything
Not yet.
again? Damn it.
Still holding out.
My Dogecoin, though. Holy God. $25 invested like 3 months ago is over $300
Yeah,
at lunchtime.
congratulations.
Now I think it's like $270.
Yeah, well, it's a volatile market.
My useless, worthless.
While I was
meme
talking to
coin.
Mark,
How's GameStop?
yeah, how's GameStop?
I don't know.
As Mark and I were feasting over the El Pollo, my crypto portfolio jumped up $1,500, like in like 30 minutes. Like it's very volatile.
You know, with real stocks, not your fake crypto.
I have real stuff.
With real stocks, they stop. Like at 4 o'clock, it's done, and you can have your life
it's not
back.
a world market. These are world markets.
It's on a stock exchange where these are just traded all day long.
All day long.
by-
It's
by-
currency.
By you idiots.
It's currency.
Okay, we're not having this conversation.
No.
I don't have the mental energy for
It
it.
doesn't matter. I'm just saying it's just like it's just like
Well, it's
currency.
that stock is traded on an exchange,
An
that they've
exchange.
chosen to be on, and that
Yeah.
exchange is in a place
It has
that has a
hours.
time zone.
And
yes.
you don't own the stock or anything. If you own the stock, you could fucking sell that stock to somebody.
I think like currency exchanges probably never sleep because, if Biden gave a wackadoodle speech right now, the
yeah.
dollar could go.
Well, there's aftermarket
Up or down,
after hour
yeah,
tradings
yeah.
too, right? Like the price, trades still occur. They just don't get put on the chain, the ledger until the next day, which is why sometimes the market opens down. It just fucking tanks because like things are happening. But there is a fundamental difference where the coins, most of the coins I own, I literally own. I own them. Like they're not in an exchange anywhere. I have them on my own property.
I'm very nervous. The Patreon is responding to the NFT that was created.
We just created.
and
We should put this through an NFT. It'll cost us like $50, and we will sell it.
to the NFT that you
We
guys
got
created.
at least
with-
4 probable buyers that will give up $50 to this show on a regular basis.
With absolutely no context whatsoever. They're reacting to the picture and they're commenting on the picture, and I'm very nervous because there are some people that are going to be triggered and upset by it.
Fine.
And there are some that are going to think it's hilarious. So there's
Mark's
nothing.
going on vacation.
There is nothing like the
tell me
nervous
nothing.
energy of me worrying about our patrons being upset.
Hey, they should be happy they got content. That's all I'm saying.
It is a miracle that this happened at all. All right, Zachary, we are not going to be here next week because we will be at the world's greatest race course. But it's not going to be quite the happy month of May that it was supposed to be.
No, Bobby Unser passed away on Sunday, and we jokingly call him Uncle Bobby. Anybody that doesn't watch racing probably doesn't understand that, but if you ever listen to an interview with Bobby Unser, he's your crazy uncle. He is a little off. I was watching a roast of him a couple years ago.
Guy was born in the 30s.
Yeah.
And he was like 87.
Yeah, 87 years old.
And
He's been around since racing was invented.
He won the Indy 500 either 2 or 3 times, depending upon who you ask. Officially 3. He won like the Pikes Peak hill climb
12 times.
So Pikes Peak in Colorado,
when it was dirt without guardrails.
I just watched some like a Gymkhana.
the
Gymkhana files on Amazon Prime.
Yeah,
Ken Block doing the drift on.
Imagine that, but with that road, but with no pavement and
right.
And
yep.
I'm on
back
the
in the
Ford.
He was running like front
Horses.
the very first.
He averaged like 85 miles an hour during one of his wins, going up that in the dirt.
There's a ride along video that I'm going to show the boys here, and it's a actual.
He was a bit of an engineering genius. He made a wind tunnel at his house in Albuquerque.
On board with Bobby in 1966
with a blow dryer and a shoebox.
Running.
So he's in a soap car. What do they call these for the?
This is a roadster. You would have called it.
Well, it looks like the thing that the Boy Scouts built.
It kind of looks like a soapbox derby car.
It's probably got like
he's
a Miller straight 8 or something.
He's going straight up the side of a mountain at full speed.
He doesn't value his life. He doesn't even value his life.
Yeah.
he lived through this.
Subjective value. He doesn't value his life.
It's just a go-kart.
But there's no guardrails. Nothing. He fucking
Safety was optional.
This is like driving through like Tennessee, though.
This is
like driving to Estes Park, Colorado.
And that was the end of the video.
They would just rip up the mountainside. So he did that a dozen times. He ran the Indy 500. He won in 3 different decades. He won in 68, 75, and 81. Retired after winning in 1981. And then went into TV and was a radio
so he was
TV
like
guy on ABC. He was 45 when he won his last Indy 500. 1981 minus 1937, 1935, somewhere, whatever that number is, whatever the max it works out to be. He was 45.
That works. Oh, is this another video?
Yeah, there's another video clip of it for you there. Some B-roll for the boys.
This looks like the
get
same
acquainted.
video.
It's clipped. It's shot together, edited together.
Oh.
Some of the same source files.
Yeah.
It's not an NFT.
It's not an NFT. It should be.
Should be.
So, our
Well,
friend.
if they were NFTs, Uncle Bobby would be all in on that.
But this guy, he got connected to the guy Zach and I's age. He did a lot of radio interviews. There's actually an Amazon Prime special that came out last year.
They took some of his stories and made
they animated
cartoons out of them because they were so crazy that. And so, just like what I was watching a roast of him today, and this is how the guy was. Back in the day, the 500 was a month-long show, and so he'd be standing down at the Howard Johnson, and he was lonely, so he would go get a turkey at the local Kroger and just wander around looking for a cute girl, and then say, "Hey, I love turkey, but I don't have an oven. Can I go to your house to bake a turkey?" And it worked.
Nice.
He wasn't after turkey though.
No, he wasn't after turkey.
See what happens.
No, you'd end up on a list. But he was just
he didn't end up on an NFT.
He did a lot of crazy crazy engineering. Like he talked about when he would roll walnuts into the tires of his Pikes Peak cars to get traction. I don't know how that worked. And like I said, he made a wind tunnel out of a blow dryer and a shoebox and would do aero testing on his bench in his garage.
So anyway, check it out. Look him up.
Cool guy.
But yeah, the Amazon easiest thing to do. You've got Amazon Prime. Go out there, watch Dinner with Racers, and the Bobby Unser episode. Worth your time. If you like that, you can go down the rabbit hole.
The roast is also on YouTube, and it's excellent as well.
Yeah. Fun stuff. But they did do some really cool stuff where it's these guys sitting around talking like we are now, and then they were cartoonized them all in their conversation. And then whatever was being described, they actually made it happen. A lot of stuff with airplanes, race cars, rental cars. It's
a tendency of making his planes choke when other people were in the plane with them, and he would just hand the controls to him. It was a plane where so he'd be like, "Oh, you're chopped down," and he just I'm going to go take a nap, and he actually was going to go sleep when the plane was shutting off in the air. And apparently,
terror.
Just crazy, a crazy person.
Yeah,
lived to 87.
Apparently, he didn't like to follow. He is not a real big rule follower. So one of the things that one of the guys mentioned was that he still owed the Department of the Interior something like $50 because he got lost on a snowmobile and wandered onto
Ultimate
federal
libertarian.
property.
He got in a fight, tried to bring it all the way to the Supreme Court, and the Department of the Interior fined him
$50
$50
for trespassing
on federal grounds that he shouldn't have been on. It was on maps. He got lost. Whatever.
He nearly died.
He almost died, and this is in the mid '90s. So this is probably he's 70 something years old, lost in the New Mexico wilderness in the snow for days. They find him. They try to find him. He fights them, and he got the ultimate victory because he never paid them. He died.
Yeah, but he used to fly to a track from his house in Albuquerque, and he would just fly the straightest way there, which means he would fly over the corner of Area 51. He just didn't care. He's like, yeah, whatever, they'll figure it out. Like, and I don't know if he's like, I don't know how many, he's like, I don't know how often people were like scrambling fighters, but they're like, it's just Bobby again.
It's just Uncle Bobby. All right, that's so yeah. The guy is truly a legend. We throw that term around a lot, but he was I don't give a damn. I'm going to do my own thing. I'm cocky. I know what I'm doing, and just he was legendary for his TV interviews because he would be his TV broadcasting. Jesse and I would have it would be there's a guy named Sam Posey and Bobby Unser. Jesse or Sam could have an exact, perfect, articulate point. Bobby would tell him, no, you're freaking dumb. You're incorrect. And then spend the next 5 minutes explaining Jesse's point again and never admitting it.
Nice.
Yeah, you're wrong. I'm right. And then I'm going to say exactly what you said because I can't be wrong.
Can't be wrong.
All right. Final thoughts. Mercifully, we are at the end of this show, Zachary.
There's some I forgot to mention last week. I'm going to give some respect to the people at TS Tech. I reupholstered the bottom parts of the seats in my Tahoe. I don't know how those people do that for a living. I spent 6 hours on one seat, and it hurt.
Well, they get better at it.
I guess.
Plus
Did you take the seat out, or did you do it while it was still?
Oh,
in
yeah, the
truck?
seat was removed. But like I've heard my brother used to work there, and there's these like J clips, and so there's a channel that goes all the way around the front of the seat, and you have to like roll it twice and slide it onto this razor sharp metal frame that the seat sits on. And so I'm cutting myself up, and then I finally looked at the old seat, and they didn't get it attached on the old seat either. So the guy at the GM plant in 2004 didn't get it on there either. But I sent a picture to him. I'm like, I need some professional help. And they're like, guys, I just recovered from the PTSD from that job. Don't even send me another picture of a car seat.
Was your truck assembled in Texas?
I don't know. I have to look.
I've never looked. I got the big old Texas logo in mine on the door.
I don't have any logos that I can think of that show me. Obviously, I've noticed. I've looked that truck over a lot. So, but yeah, that's it.
All right, Mark Fultz, we owe you a public apology for what you went through today. You stuck it out. You didn't walk away.
I expected nothing less.
You've made it all the way through.
You said testing about 400 times.
Poor bastard. We made you work. This is
sign up for this.
This is welcome. How do people? You do sell art. Let's take a moment and let people search for
Not
it,
NFTs
find it.
Yet.
Not yet NFTs. Jesse's going to hook you that.
He's going to rope me in on this.
I know.
He's going to be like, so how do I do this?
You know, just draw on something. You just get to, hey, you win. I'll email you the file.
So, but
you're done.
People can commission art. They can, if they want something. You do. You do the mall caricatures.
Yeah, I do requests, commissions, painting,
dogs,
dog portraits, pet portraits pet portraits, but dogs seem to be
clearly
the favored one.
Yeah, because cats are terrible.
Yeah, nobody likes cats. No, not like dogs. Yeah, pet portraits, original.
On my left
paintings.
and right are both cat owners. So
my cat's dead, bro.
Oh shit!
R.I.P. Loki.
Damn, mine too.
You had yours killed. I guess.
All right, hold up. What happened?
He didn't use the lawnmower killer.
I didn't.
You find him on Marketplace.
It was at the end, and it was done. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
The guy from Vegas.
Can we stop bringing up? Can we stop bringing up dead things in Jesse's past on the show?
I wasn't going to go there. It's been 4 episodes since anybody brought up something horrible.
We need to get a third. Is there a third dead thing that we can have another Morrell bring up on the show after dating?
There is actually, but I won't bring it up.
Save that. For
yeah,
next
we'll bring
time.
Hannah in, and then we'll
somebody
do that too.
So, anyways, Mark, where can they find your artwork? Not NFTs yet.
Hey, if I wanted to buy a picture of what Loki used to look like for Jesse,
Please.
what website would I go to?
You should give him some money.
Well, I don't have a picture of Loki on any website, but I do sell
Deadcats.net, everybody.
Loki is going to. I'm going to put Loki as NFTs.
Jesse's going to buy that tonight. MyDeadCat.net.
Got it.
Hey, I'm going to Google. I'm going to go right to the website and see if it exists. Hang on.
MyDeadCat.net.
I can't wait to see what's on the other end.
I'm very afraid.
I'm afraid what's it? I'm afraid he went all over the net. Like, what about mydeadcat.com?
Arguably, this could just be like a audio video website because the big foam things that they put over shotgun mics is called a dead cat.
It doesn't go anywhere. It just says connecting. I think it's available.
You can just go to a domain and look it up. Domain purchasing website. Name.com.
GoDaddy
sponsored this. Name.com. Fuck
Jump right on.
GoDaddy. Come on, Danica.
Jump right on mydeadcat.net. I mean, it does have a nice ring to it.
You should just put
This is what happens when the show is flirting with 10 o'clock. It's my bedtime.
It's available.
Deadcat.net is taken.
My dead cat. No.
Somebody just
Somebody had my idea.
Somebody's
and is
just
holding it.
Who's sitting on deadcat.net?
Again,
genius, apparently.
dead cats are an actual term for something. So
$14.99. MyDeadcat.net could be yours.
Can't afford that.
Not interested.
I'm gonna keep,
Is it broken?
I'm going to keep my
No,
funds.
it's dead.
So somebody should buy it and put it up on Facebook Marketplace locally. Hey, anybody want mydeadcat.net? And all of a sudden, you could have a conversation between two random guys.
Mark,
But don't worry, they're
for
not
the love of
interested.
God,
Where can we
how
find
do
your
we
artwork?
buy your artwork?
You want to buy artwork? I do have an Etsy profile. It's just at Merkermark, I think, for Etsy. Just at Merkermark anything.
You have a link tree,
MERKMARK.
right? Do you have a link tree?
Yes, I do also have a link tree. It goes
Easy.
to it goes to Instagram, Facebook, and I think eBay for other hustling, selling things. But yeah, at Merkermark, you can buy artwork, you can commission things if you want a picture
That's
of your dad.
MERKERMARK.
Nailed it.
Yes.
Yes.
Solid.
It does kind of
Be like
together.
Tom Haverford. Just make me some art. Make me some more art like you did last time, man. That was great.
we can do that.
I've got some collab right here.
We do.
Jesse?
Collab.
I've fired up my own link tree so that I can keep it easy. Just linktr.ee/bitmover. That's Bravo, Indigo, Tango, Marigold, Victor.
He's gotten lost in it.
Romeo.
He was being so clever, and he got lost. He got lost. He got lost in
I
it.
was trying to think what M was. I lost it for a minute.
I think it's Michael.
No, it's Mike.
definitely Mark.
It's just Mike. Oscar Mike, like on the move. It's Mike. Mike, Victor, Romeo.
I'm glad we're not on video because I've been yawning for like 15 minutes. I'm so tired.
I've been
Oh, if Dakota was here, he would have walked out.
Oh, yeah.
He would have been completely gone.
He knew better.
This is all.
We might have done the video on time if he'd have been here.
Well, we don't know. The jury's still out. It's hard to know.
We're gonna see.
All right, you guys are awesome. Once again, we are dark next week. We're going to try to get our stuff figured out, but this was technically an episode, so we can say that. Mark, you're awesome. Jesse, thank you for all you've done, and Zach, you're incredible as well. We'll see you all in 2 weeks.
Thank you for listening to the Boss Hog of Liberty, which is part of the We Are Libertarians Network. I am Chris Spangle, and I am the founder of this network, and I invite you to listen to all of our shows, which you can find at WeAreLibertarians.com or by searching for these in your podcatcher. The flagship show is the We Are Libertarians podcast, where we apply libertarian principles to current events. The Brian Nichols Show is a conversation amongst Republicans, Democrats, Libertarians, Independents, as they talk about what is happening in the news. And we have many other podcasts like The Chris Spangle Show, Upward, The Cost, Raw Audio Politics, Miranda's World, and Tad Talk, which is quite a ride. So check all of these out. Go to WeAreLibertarians.com and you can check out all of our great podcasts. Thanks for listening. Thank you for listening to the We Are Libertarians Network. Get our other shows at WeAreLibertarians.com.
How do we take the ideas of liberty and sell them to your average person? Hi, my name is Brian Nichols, sales executive and host of The Brian Nichols Show. And as the director of sales development in the greater telecommunications and cybersecurity sector, I've spent years working with C-level executives to help them future-proof their company's infrastructure for an uncertain future. And at The Brian Nichols Show, I'm taking that industry experience and bringing it to the liberty movement. Each episode of The Brian Nichols Show features conversations with leading voices in their respective fields of expertise, ranging from CEOs to economists, elected officials, professors, and more. And instead of focusing on libertarians being right, we're teaching the basic fundamentals of sales and their application in the world of politics, teaching you how to ask better questions to help change people's minds. So, where can you find the program? Head to briannicholsshow.com or search your favorite podcast app for the program and then hit that subscribe button to get 3 phenomenal episodes that'll make you a better advocate for liberty today.
In the span of 2 years, podcast advertising has become a billion-dollar industry. Why? Changes to social media and search engines aren't getting the same results as they used to. And let's be honest, why would anyone want to financially support them? Plus, the loyal audiences of audio brands have a better return on investment. Need more convincing on that? Look up Edison Research's Infinite Dial. As the longest-running libertarian network, the audience of the We Are Libertarians podcast network have been our partners in growth for almost a decade. We are looking for advertisers that will enhance the lives of our listeners, and we have only 6 slots available for companies that are looking to grow with us. Volume matters in advertising, and no other libertarian brand can offer you over 40 episodes across 10 shows a month while reaching tens of thousands of people for one easy monthly payment. It is simple. Email me now, Chris Spangle, at chrisspangle.com, and let us start supporting your business as you support ours.